Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I came to the conclusion I can rebuild an engine, but I cannot cut an intro to save my life, or an outro without multiple takes because unscripted. Anywho, welcome back to the channel. Right here, we got Moonbeam. Yes, it is a 1971 bus. The owners named it. They picked it up. Where the hell did they pick it up? Gateway Classics or something like that? It's in Kentucky or Indiana? No, can't remember what dealership, or they got multiples. Anywho, digressing, regressing. Car, I feel a little bit bad for. Ow. Feel a little bit bad for just due to the fact that if you were watching Project Blue Phoenix, our fire damage 69, so we kind of just hanging out in the corner because, well, developments happened on Blue Phoenix, and, well, I couldn't get to this because I need the, the rack to do this. This should be a fairly, with the exception of this episode, because 71 bus and I've already done a dual carb conversion and the exact same exhaust, so this one might be a little choppier or not as informative. Watch the other 71 bus. The other things we're doing to this thing, which I'm not going to fully disclose, should be interesting. I've done it before, just never in all at once in one vehicle. So with that said, I already said, we're doing dual carbs and an exhaust. Apologize now if it's not as informative. I might touch on stuff that I didn't touch on the other 71, but I also might leave some stuff out. Also, it's a dual carb on an upright engine. I have many videos. It seems like it's dual carb channel. I should just rename it because almost every car I do somehow ends up with dual carbs. And trust me, I'm fine with that. Just watch the fire damage beetle. Same thing, you get more light. Buses, hard to film. Anywho's and ways, join me in the back where I can get, under a fan because sweaty, and we'll start tearing into this thing. Alright guys, like, all my favorite videos with buses, amazing filming to be able to see things of what I'm doing. But really, I will try to Bob Ross as much as I can and bring you in what I remember. But step one to doing dual carbs, well, you can watch my other video because it's just as good quality, by the way. So I've learned nothing. But digressing and regressing, and I have indigestion, so I'm about ready to burp. Ooh, I exploded. Anywho's and ways. What was I getting at? Oh yeah, start taking everything off. Airbox. Because, well, this has one. And, well, we're now going to have two. Not airboxes, filters. I also did a stupid and put this bus up as high as I possibly can. All right. There we go. Get the oil bath out of the way. Dunk. Well, look, we got more lighting. Still terrible. Let's see. Carburetor, that's going to go away. Raise terminals loose, please. Nope, of course not. Why do people tighten the battery terminals? That is a safety hazard. Why did I throw that wrench away? Alright, saved you the boring task of discoing the fuel line under there. That was great, hence why, I don't know if you can tell, but my stylish choice of a new shirt from the previous recording. Oh, and the armpit burn was severely good. It sucked. What do I need, 15? Change it? Probably. It's probably 17 now. Yeah, that's close enough. Like I said, this is my video. It's the easiest way to get the carburetor off. That back bolt is take your idle air out, solenoid. This guy. Beep boop. Pop your distributor cap down. Find your wrench you lost. And you have access to that back nut. Instead of trying to, you know, weeble wobble or wiggle your way around here. It'd be a little easier if this wasn't a bus with a vacuum boost. Just due to the fact that the vacuum boost is always in the way. You wouldn't have this step I get. Taking the vacuum boost off. I guess is where I'm getting at. Get off. Holy crap, that is tight. It's fine. This is gonna go away anyway. And by away, I mean it's just gonna move back further. That's because we are going to keep the vacuum boost. I'll show you how to do that with dual carbs. In my land, the correct way. Hold on. Never seen this before. The electronic ignition melted through the dust shield. It's a flamethrower. I don't know, they cut it. I've never seen someone cut this to fit the dust shield. Weird. Yeah, I'm going to put in a boop. I'm going to put in a probably a whole different distributor, to be honest with you. So positive, positive. This positive's garbage. Oh, so this fan shroud's hammered. What the hell's that jump to? Oh, they did some weird stuff. This would go to the reverse lights. Think. Well, the wire I cut off doesn't. That goes to the carburetor. The wire that's still on here goes to reverse lights. The other one's ignition. No, that's ignition. What the hell am I looking at here? Yeah, that's ignition. That's reverse lights. Reverse lights, if you didn't know, is fused. There's a... If you ever look under your car, this goes Beatles, Kia, stuff like that. And you see this little fuse thing here, little screw together. That guy. That goes to your reverse lights. So, there's that. Goes from, what, the coil, 12 volt hot, to the back of the transmission, front of the transmission, however you want to look at it. Basically the beep boop switch that tells the car it's in reverse. And it magically kicks on the lights. So if you've ever wondered what that thing is, now you know. What the hell's it doing? Oh yeah, carburetor. Because no one else loosened it for me. Thanks, guys. Here I am spreading knowledge and wisdom, and you couldn't even finish loosening this carburetor. I'm probably, if you notice, I don't want to hear any heckling, to be honest with you, because I know what I did was poor practice, but also as far as sliding a wrench against, you know, paint. But I'm probably going to end up repainting this panel. Not silver, it's probably just going to go black. Reason being, the rest of the engine bay in here is black. And number two, someone already got like brake fluid or stripper on it. So the paint's failing. Some magic chemical got on this. So just in the, you know, niceness of being nice, I'm just gonna probably Sprayed out some satin black. Like I said, everything else in here is blacked out. Don't know why they kept this. I mean, I kind of know why they kept it silver, but I'm just gonna mask it and spray bomb it. Nothing fancy, but honestly, it's better. Why did anyone put dope on that? Yeah, third sealant. Weird. Wonder if it has a vacuum leak. Not that it matters now, but just kind of curious. And of course, the other one's the other one. I guess science. I will replace all these hose clamps with the same style clamps so that you're not using 2 screwdrivers, because, you know, screw the next guy. My favorite thing is, if you watch this channel long enough, the next guy most likely is going to be me. Same. Jeez, why are you so tight? Untighten. This is the opposite of untighten. Okay. Vice grips. Other vice grips. Other vice grips, which I don't know what they are. Not needed. Deleted. All right. So all these wires are free. Where do I want to move on to now? Let's get that off. No, yes, no, yes. Shrouds. Forward shroud. I just feel like dealing with these, I guess, cheesehead screws as early as possible. So I can know how much disappointment I'm ready for. And all these cheeseheads, well, they're getting trashed, and they'll be going, you know, M8s or M6s, the hex heads, flanged hardware, like I always use. Let's get that tin out of here. Actually, also, I am replacing this tin too. Just for a simple fact, I remembered to order one. Typically what I do is I'll just, you know, the block offs for where those are is I'll just block them off again. But seeing how the exhaust, I already know we're getting the exhaust, or I know we have an exhaust coming, well, it's actually here, that doesn't need that I'm not running the heat risers, these things. I'm just gonna buy the flat one and, well, cap it off. Because they'll never be needed again. All right, what the hell else am I doing? Let's see, intake manifold, boots. Who keeps beeping me? You guys remember beepers? Oh, there goes that can. I was gonna say, you guys remember beepers? Or pagers? Weren't they nifty? And no, I never personally had one. It's probably a decade behind them. But my Faja did. Also has really big cell phones. Now those I had. Not like the OG ones that came in a freaking bag that Zach Morris used to carry, but well, I don't need that anyway. Get off of there. But like the, you know, Nokia, I think my first cell phone was like a Kyocera? I don't know. Something to that extent of the words that came out of my mouth. Hey, what I have? I don't think I've ever had a Nokia. The old school brick. Kyocera. Trying to think because my mind is, well, that sharp. It's not, but I can remember stupid things. Yeah, Kyocera, my first flip phone. Did I go from that to a flip phone? I think I did. Yeah, I went from like a Kyocera or something to an LG flip phone that was like the cool thing with the MP3 player and the speakers on the side. Red-faced or whatever. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was red-faced. Then what did I go to? Maybe another LG? I just remember it was a slide. Like a slide that hid the buttons like the, I don't know, the BlackBerry Privy. I think they had that. Side note, I've had every BlackBerry. I don't know why I'm talking about cell phones. I just did disconnected the intake manifold boots. So, you know, the little rubber things. Yeah. So that we can get, like, the manifolds off. Rambling out cell phones. Your tech tip hour. Oh, crap. You figure for for someone who talks to himself on camera, I'd be better at storytelling. I am not. Everything is inconsequential story hour around here. I say words and, well, it's mainly to pass the time. Sometimes I say informative things. I don't know when, but I do. I have a Samsung now, by the way. I did have an iPhone for all of, I think like 7 hours. I absolutely hated the damn thing. I'm talking like the what, iPhone 4 or something like that? 5? I don't know. I still need that. Yeah. Horrible, horrible piece of equipment. And I'd still honestly be using BlackBerry. Yes, I know I'm that old. Well, sort of. I just love their OS, their operating system. I'd still be using BlackBerry, but they don't make BlackBerry anymore. Or at least I can't get one. Sure, they still make them. But those things, to me, were freaking tanks. They did everything I needed them to do, which is make phone calls and send emails. Well, and text messages, because, you know, 2025. Or, what, 2020, I think was my last one? Oh, jeez, that was tight. I'm undoing the intake manifolds themselves now. So far we found out that not only am I a terrible storyteller, but also I'm a terrible mental image Bob Ross painter. Because I forgot, you know, the back of me is, I mean, while it's quite riveting to watch, you have no idea what the hell I'm doing. Coincidentally enough, that makes two of us. You know, I like to think vehicle repair is a lot like surgery. Both your surgeon and your mechanic probably make the same face when their back is turned on what they're doing. Because much like I can only assume at this point, a 71 bus, it's lived a different life than the other 71 bus. So trying to figure some stuff out, I turn my face and it's like, oh yeah, panic. Painters do that a lot too. I know this firsthand. I definitely know the painting one firsthand. Obviously I do it, or paint. Mainly when that face comes into play. When you're shooting, I'd say either a product or like a weird color you've never shot before. And you either think you have a run coming, or if it's like a heavy metallic, you think you just modeled the crap out of it. Modeling's like that blotchy stuff. Actually, this bus is pretty modeled. I don't know if it'll pick up in the camera, but it's also been repainted a couple times already with different colors. It has a high amount of pearl in it. I'm not picking it apart. I'm just saying it's different. I'm avoiding work is what I'm doing. Generator, we can pull this off. Like I said, we're doing in a future video. This is getting a 90 amp. Well, in a future video, we're doing something else, but in the current video, this is getting a 90 amp alternator. So, you have your bolt down there? Wow, you do. Like any good, say, employer person, I'm smiling and nodding, going through the, what I consider the boring part to get to the fun part. Trash. That loose now? Yes. These boots are useless. Ugh. Boink. I don't know if you can see in there, but she was running pretty all right. I usually like to look inside the manifolds. Kind of gives you a vague idea of how the engine was running. Or, well, how it's running, number one, and also how the valves are sealing or valving. Because if these were all like, you know, carboned up, you know, well, timing was off, or she just doesn't really seal well. Because you really shouldn't have nothing coming out of that way. You know, now that I ramble, I am always quite jealous of, I'll paint this chrome thing black too. Mainly because it doesn't match anything under here. The only other chrome thing is that and that. What the hell was I going to say? Oh, hell, I don't know. Maybe the reason I don't get paid to talk, guys. You know, the normal person to me is always like, oh, disconnect everything properly. Don't just cut stuff. Just cut stuff because you're not going to use it anyway. Main fuel line, I don't know if I'm going to use or not. I haven't made the executive decision if I'm going to use that. What? Oh, that bottom screw. That one's going to suck. I don't think my wobble can get into there. Let's put a wrench on it. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I think it's loosening now. I had like a weird hard spot. And all I'm doing is the bottom left. If you're, you know, looking at the fan. Yeah, trying to get that nut out. All right, fan. Are you just a 19? Tell me you're just a 19. Lie to me and identify as one. Yes. I doubt this will get it off, but I'm hoping it will. Ooh, okay. Tickle me surprised. Whoa, nope, don't lose the shims. We're gonna keep the shim pack the exact same way it was. One on the out, and however many they have on the in. I'm not even gonna inspect it because we'll figure it out later. Oh, pedestal stands chrome too. Yuck. Oh, belt, where can I put you and lose you? There we go. No hardware in the fan shroud? Well, okay. What the hell's holding it down? Oh, gin strap. Well, okay, never mind. Reversing plan and course of action. I wasn't going to lift the fan shroud up, but you know what? I'm just going to lift the fan shroud up so I don't have to mess with this. It's not impossible to get off, but if I don't have to, I'm not going to. Call me lazy. I'm fine with that. Smart man would also get a ratchet at this point. But if you watch this channel, that's smart. I'm listening to the gen strap right now, or the alternator strap. I use them universally. Universally. I said I'm not a smart man. So I can lift the fan shroud up, wiggle jiggle the alternator out. See, alternator. Use the right one this time. Wiggle jiggle the alternator out, and then pull off that manifold. Pull out the manifold. Yeah. Remove said manifold. Now you're stuck over there. Oh, yeah. What, you just want to fight me? I'll take off the pedestal. I don't know what weird shit they have going on. Things attached to it, but it doesn't want to come up. I think it's just catching on a doghouse. All right, we're going to take off. Like I said, we're going to take off the generator stand so I can jiggle wiggle this out. It's going to be another video where I cut this, isn't it? Because I can't get the fan shroud out. If I can't get the fan shroud out, I'm not going to be able to get this up high enough, the pedestal stand up high enough to get the freaking generator out, or alternator. The chargy whirly doodad, the electrical making component center. Damn it! All right, I'm just going to cut this. It's steel. I'll just weld it back together. I don't care. I mean, I care. I don't like cutting things. But, see? It goes sticky. So I'm going to cut that tube. Again, for the second time. This one's actually good condition. But we'll cut it on the street so I can just, fix it later. Garbage. Wasn't garbage. Ah, boy. Where am I going to cut it? We have slight development. Because I need this shroud up. One thing I noticed is the reason it's not pulling up is because it has, well, I gotta get this pedestal off, or the shroud has to move in general so I can get this alternator out. Problem being, this engine still has its flapper doors in the housing. And they work. They're moving, so that's a good thing. But I'm hoping it disconnects from the plunger on the bottom, because there's that cable that runs all the way up, and that's why I can't move this thing. At least that's what I'm hoping. Going up. Also, this bus stinks in a way due to the fact that has a roof rack on it. And the roof rack, wouldn't you know, is conveniently located right where my cross arm is for my lift. So, seeing how this doesn't have any hardware in it, I'm assuming someone was in here before. You didn't know these have access panels so you can get to that thing. I mean, while I appreciate this thing has this thing. Oh, let me get a light. Because I know what the hell I'm doing. But you guys have no idea. Click. This guy. That runs all the way up. It's a heat. It's actually a thermostat. So to open and close those flap vanes in your heater to let the engine warm up faster. Whether that works or not, I have no freaking idea. Am I going to test it to find out? Nope. If they're stuck open, it's good, because I can tell you right now they are open. So with that said, well, let's undo that. So I can release tension on the cable. Opens the vents. You can probably hear them operate. So if I don't put it on, it's not going to kill anything, but I will put it back on. But yeah, this guy's supposed to expand and contract. Basically open and shut. $65, 70 degrees is, I don't know if you can see, but it's in there. So now you have a tech tip. If you ever want to screw at your local parts house and say you need a thermostat for a Volkswagen Beetle or bus or something. Alternator out. Or take the strap off. Will give me enough persuasion room. I doubt it. What the hell is that? I don't know. I probably went to this T-bolt. Oh my gosh. One big T-bolt. Yeah, that went to this. All right. How big of a fan are you? Come on. I just need you to give me enough to get out. Ow, I was right in the forehead. Oh, you are a stubborn little bucker. And I'm fighting with the doghouse on the other side. So, you know, it's going quite well. And smooth. Oh, geez. Yep. Oh, Jesus. Come on. Come on, you dumb thing. All right. What? Why? I've never fought one so bad. Usually you get enough. I'm just barely off the apex of this fan to be able to hurt. Yeah, the crest. What the thing to get this thing off? The correct angle of dangle. There's the rod. That's good. Main thing I'm trying not to do is actually bend these vents because I know they work. I'm not trying to bend anything, to be honest with you. Oh boy. And while I would say it was my doing, there we go. I don't think it was. Holy crap. There, it's out. So now, how bad did I damage it? Still runs true. We're good. Set this aside. Thud. Dumb. Yeah, the edge of the fan was catching this lip. I don't know if you could tell. Like I said, I've never fought one so bad. Usually, even with the veins, they pop out. Where's that light? I don't know how well it'll pick up, but you can see that this fan shroud has seen better days. It's hammered. So, I'm assuming, and yeah, man, that's all. That's not even popping paint. That's some. But it's tweaked. I'm pretty sure that's what I was fighting. If this engine was ever out before, they either didn't care and put it back in, or shit, I gotta straighten that. Put it back in, or whoever did say whatever work was done when the engine was out, figured that those things were absolutely necessary, and they couldn't find a fan shroud that had one. So they just put the old one in. Do they serve a purpose? Yes, I'm not negating the purpose that they serve. What that purpose is, I don't know. I mean, I know exactly what the purpose is. I told you. But as far as not putting it back on, I don't even know why I'm effing with that. Well, I guess let's take the coil off. I'm not making excuses on why I had such a terrible time, but I'm just stating facts in excuse form. Going together shouldn't be that hard. Was I just stupid? No. I mean, if I would... If I was a smarter man, I would have took out the... Damn it. Please tell me this wasn't what was holding me up. The throttle shaft tube. There's probably a lock on the back side of it, or like a washer or something, so it doesn't pull through. But yeah, I didn't see it. It's probably the damn throttle tube that runs through. That would make sense. All right, what are we moving on to now? Find the alternator, random hardware, find the alternator, and let's, I guess, start building this thing out. Before we start assembling this, I'm just gonna put, basically I'm gonna do the carbs, get them, I'm gonna get everything pretty much set up just to flop on. Watch the last video that I just did, same process, putting dual carbs on. So I'm going to massage the tins out, make sure to test fit everything. So hopefully when we go to throw this thing together, I'm not going to have a leak on the driver's side again, the left side, and everything will just go boop into place. So I'm gonna toil around a little bit. Like I said, just do some massaging. Like I said, every dual carb video I have is the exact same process. I did it on the other 71 bus. Like I said, I'm doing everything here is basically a doppelganger for the other that green 71 that's on my channel. So if you're curious, look at the green 71. I go into a little more detail with that one. But happy I recorded that because that was a pain in the ass. Yep, sure was. All right, I'll be back with something else. Plus, I got to charge everything. All right, guys, real quick update what I have going on. This can go away. Old fuel line. All right, manifolds are test fitted, tapped. I said this with my other 71 that I did, and I'll say it again. These have power boosters. They rely on engine vacuum to, brake assist. They don't need it to brake. You can not have the power booster. You just have a really firm pedal. But it's nice to have, assisted brakes. Anywho, what I'm getting at is when you get your manifolds, I'll just turn it around, they come like this. You have this weird boss here. It's not drilled, not tapped, not nothing. You're going to have to tap it and put a fitting in so you can draw a vacuum. You have to do it to both. You can just do it to one if you want to and run like a 3/8 hose on it or something like that. Not sure. But I always drill tap both of them. So this one's done for the driver's side and this one's done for the passenger side. Drilled and tapped. They're 1/8 inch something or other MPT. They're 1/8 inch MPT, 8 24. I don't know. Don't mark me. Don't hold me to that. But what I run, because you can run different stuff. I run 1/8 inch MPT and 5/16 hose. So both of them be fed with 5/16. They'll get linked behind the engine. I'll show you the aftermath. I went into a little more detail with the other 71. But if you're not confident in drilling and tapping your manifolds, take it to a machine shop. Find someone who is, because if you screw them up, you're going to have a little bit of problems. Also, if you've never tapped MPT before, look up how to tap MPT because it's a tapered tap. And what I mean by that is, here, I'll just show you. Tap selection. Just grab two random ones. Let's see. How's a good way to show this? There's that. And that's the MPT. I don't know how well. Let me put you down. Stay there. Get you out of the tap. Oh, welcome to the Dumb Science channel. 1/8 27 is what the MPT is. Anywho's, MPT tap, standard tap. And that's just like a 10.1. Anywho, what I'm getting at is turn all this around so I can see what I'm aiming at and give you the best dad cam ever. I don't know if you can tell, but those flutes are going straight completely, with the exception of the taper right at the top for a lead-in. This tap is completely tapered, so it actually, V's in. So what I'm getting at with that is, zoom out. So what I'm getting at with that is, if you ever ran a tap before, usually just take it and send it. Goes out the other side, it goes out the other side. This, because it's tapered, if it focuses, probably not, because it's tapered, what's going to happen is, if you, hold on, I got to fix some setting. I touched something. Wait, can I just hit back on here? Back. That might have worked. Anyway, this, because it's tapered, focus. Try to focus. Here. Anyway, because this one's tapered, I got an ish. Whenever it looks like I'm looking at you is because the screen's over here, and, well, screen's over there, and the lens is over here. But if you go, send the taper through, what you're going to do is end up making it all the biggest size, which would be the end. So, yeah, effectively eliminate the sealing aspect of it. I had comments because I always say I put thread sealer on. Even though it's tapered, you don't need sealer. It should seal. That's the whole point of an MBT. National pipe thread, whatever, it's supposed to seal. Do I use sealer? Yes. Loctite, or 592. It's what I've always used. I've used it for years, never had an issue out of it. It's like, I made a comment in another video. But usually anytime I'm dealing with liquids, airs, stuff like that, I don't Teflon tape. I mean, you can do, tape, Teflon sealer, stuff like that, like wrap it. I do wrap some things, not all things. But what I'm getting at is, it's just added. It's added insurance. I don't know how much battery or anything else. I don't know what the hell I touched. I think the red light's on. It should still be recording. Oh, the other thing you're going to have to do with this is, I don't think I had to do it on the other bus, but this one I do because I don't have a provision. Drill a hole in your firewall. You might be able to see it. Right there. Drill a hole. There is a grommet, and that's to run the line through. I'm just going to run the big, send it through the big factory one on this side, because like I said, you need to vacuum up from both sides. But let me figure out what the hell I did to my camera, and I'll be right back. But yeah, I'm just going to bolt down the manifolds, so on and so forth, get them done, build out the carburetors, and I'll tune in here and there, willy-nilly. Like I said, the other 71 I did more in detail. I'm just trying to maybe touch on stuff that I know I didn't touch on the other one. I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I'll be back. All right, guys. Well, shoot. I got to change out that battery. Anywho, carbs are built out. Linkage is built out. They're ready to go on. But before I do that, we have to build out the alternator. This old one is fine, it works. The problem is, I think I stated, it's not even a problem. It is getting upgraded to a 90 amp. For, if you stay tuned to other episodes in this series, you will know why. I don't even care about that. Reason being is it's going, this is a really crappy chrome on it. Not a fan. I have a used, somewhere, oh, it's under the fan. I have a used black one. Just gonna put on, it looks better. In my opinion, plus this is the only chrome thing under there. It's kind of dumb. I have like 90 razor blades sitting somewhere. By 90, it's like 3. Yes. And you guys with razor blades just keep opening them when you can't find them, and then you find like 30 of them. And you're like, crap. Why'd I open that? But yeah, this is one of those chrome ones. I'm not a fan of it, mainly because, well, there's nothing else chrome under here, so why keep it? Even a crappy black one will look better than crappy chrome. Not saying the one I'm putting on is crappy, it's just, well, not new. But, all right, this alternator's good. I'll keep it. Actually, I need an alternator for one of my cars, my personal car. Score. All right, let me change the battery real quick. All right, guys, it is the next day, and it is hot. I mean, just ridiculous. I did, sorry, I'm trying not to fall over. I did make off-camera progress last night after, you guys left, and I still work. Nothing major. Alternator, that's in. It went in 1,000 times better once I pulled that throttle linkage out, or, throttle cable through shaft. I was able to get it up and just threw it in. It wasn't anything major. Uninstallation exactly the same as installation, minus less struggling. Light did just fogged the engine cover or the fan housing. This thing, just so it looked a little more like I cared, but you can really see how it doesn't look the greatest. I don't know what the hell they did to it, but yeah, it at least is one color now. A little bit tumory, I guess, but that spins freely, no clacketing. Let's get these carbs on, or I'll throw these carbs on real quick. One thing, I don't know if I said it last night or not, but studs that come through, I use blue Loctite just so that they don't back out, especially if you're like ever have to take them off again. Last thing you want to do is have the nut stick, the threads come out, and then you kind of get into a weird bind situation. So just put a little Loctite on and hold it to hold it in place. But let me throw the carbs on. Like I said, the other video, also, again, sorry if there's a lot of background noise. I have every fan in the shop running right now. Hey, move your legs. Also, I found out that I can, sit while I do this. Not because I'm lazy, but because, well, I'm going to take advantage of it. Carburetors. Let me get some screws or nuts. Oh, nope. We're not doing that yet. Not doing that yet. What I need to do, wherever I put it, because I won't be able to get to it later, or it'd be more of a pain in the butt, and I think I did this on the last one. Vacuum line to go at least through the engine bay, hook them up to the manifolds, so that I can just connect them on the backside instead of struggling when I have a carburetor and a fuel bowl holding it over the top of it. Holding it over the top of it, being blocked on the top side. Anyway, let me throw this together real quick. It's just gonna connect it, throw it through the hole, I think the other one, the old line I have, well, it's not old, it's new, but it was a short run. Yeah, that'd be perfect for this side, and I'll leave the other side long so that we can just join it up back there. But let me get these things on. It's just hose clamp, slide on a nipple, put hose clamps on, and I'll just throw that through that hole. And same thing, throw nipples on it, or throw hose clamps on it and call it good. Like I said, it's 5/16 and flowing out of two. It also works as a semi-balance between the two. You don't need it. I never run them. I never run like a balance shaft or between the carburetors. I've never had an issue with it, except for that Type 3. That Type 3 really liked it. Don't know why. It was there, so I used it. But I'm rambling. Let me get this hooked up, and then we'll throw some carburetors on. All right, guys. I'd run two different kind of style. Rubber line just through there, which is fine. I had enough to get like a relaxed bend. This side, I had to punch another hole up at the top and run it out because it was too close. I was pinching it. I wasn't comfortable running it like that. I think on the other bus, I did end up running it through. I think it had another hole in the firewall, the rear engine tin, and I ran it through there. But the body side on that side's good, just due to the fact that I have enough flex in the line so it can handle vibration. If I ran it, same thing. Body, the original hole, it was too tight. I also ended up doing a steel line just so I can make that S-bend, so it wouldn't kink, because like I said, we're running vacuum. You don't want it to, leak or pinch, I guess is what I'm getting at. Curves should be simple and straightforward, and just we'll throw them on. I got to move wiring. Some of this is going engine, some of this is going tail lights. Oh, just got to make a little bit of room. Just because everything's loose. What are you? If I can get this nut on. There we go. Boop. And then we got way too many. But yeah, this is not going to say the home stretch, but pretty much home stretch. Fuel line's going to be the same thing. I got to figure it out and run it the way I want to run it. The carbs are pretty set. I think I'm 3 out on the idle screw and a turn and a half. Either a turn and a half or 2 out on the mixture, the needle. So whatever works for you guys. And, you know, like I said, these wrenches are ground, so that I can actually get a wrench on here and tighten. Because if you've ever put these on, they suck. These flange nuts so that I don't have to play around with washers. All right. Throw the belt on. Oh, real quick with this, the generator, well, obviously I didn't show it, but I like the magnet, but it gets in the way. This, the kit comes with a ground strap wire. I'll show you. I'm sure you could use your factory one, the brown wire, you like cut it on this one. There's a ground strap wire. It just goes from the ground screw to the base of the alternator. It's supplied in the kit, and I mean, it has, here, hold on. I even pulled them out to show you guys. Pause, zoom in, what have you. Goes beep, boop. Simple. Pause it, reading the instructions if you want, but it's connecting a wire to a thing. Let's see, those are on, those are on. Fuel line I can run. What else? What else do I want to do? I gotta change the oil. I have an oil pressure sender. This one's leaking. I'll swap that out. But yeah, fuel line. Let me, you know, do my favor, bend a fuel line. I also got to make a line to come out because I'm not going to use the factory one or the one I took out. I like to make them longer and, you know, do my own thing to inconvenience myself in the future. But yeah, got to do that. Should have put the plug wires on. I always forget that, for some reason. I always forget to put plug wires on. So that's good. Yeah, I'm going to backtrack and take the carbs back off, put plug wires on, then put the carbs back on. It's hot. My fan moved. Saw them horse torques of windage. All right, let me pretend I never put the carbs on. Let me put some wires on this thing. All right, guys, I'm actually happy I'm backtracking, taking the carbs off, so on and so forth, mainly for the slight reason of not putting the spark plug wires on, but putting new spark plugs in. Yeah, I don't know how I completely forgot that step, but let me throw these guys in, and we'll then put plug wires on. Whoopsies. Also, the plugs that came out of it, just some Bosches, whatever, R6s. They didn't look too terrible. Engine health going off of the plugs looks good. Also, I'm not taking these tips off, just due to the fact that the new wires I'm putting on have are made for having the nubs on it. So let me go ahead, get all these guys in. The back to like normal, just because we got those vacuums on there, are going to be are going to be fun. Just due to the fact that where that nipple comes out, it really, it's in a weird, they come out in a weird position, so trying to get a socket and an extension in is a real pain. Typically, I just tighten them with a wrench back there. If I had to, you know, obviously, if I was to be changing the spark plugs. I think the other bus I had the plugs in already, so it wasn't like it wasn't a problem. But seeing how I screwed up, I get to struggle. This side is not too bad, which is weird. The other side's the worst one. I'm thinking I drilled that nipple a little off-centered as far as shifting that way. All right, guys. Oh, man. I got updates. All right, here's what I got. Carbs are, well, on. Generator, I can't remember if I said that, but yeah, no. Alternator's in, belt's on. The carbs are plumbed for fuel, so all wrapped, stuff like that. Carbs are plumbed for fuel. One thing I don't have connected right now is they're just looped right now, is for the vacuum booster, and that's because I forgot to order the thing. I forgot to order nipples or barb fittings to go from the hose from the T-fitting to the hose. Anyway, I'll show you in the next episode what I'm going on about or whatever. So right now they're just, both carbs are just looped together. So they're run. It's just basically checking for a vacuum leak. But spark plugs are on, spark plug wires are on. Everything is set on there. The only thing I have left to do, hopefully to fire this thing up, is to extend, I have to extend the power wire to the coil, mount the coil over here, and put an end on this. So let me get all that squared away, situated, and yeah, hopefully next scene we'll be firing this thing up and tuning her in. Yeah, we still got to do an exhaust, but that'll be the next episode. We'll just shove an exhaust on real quick. I just wanted, like I said, I just want to hear this engine run and get her tuned in, so exhaust isn't a big deal. I'll probably do that on after hour work, not recording, just due to the fact that the same exhaust I put on every Volkswagen that I normally put on is the 4-to-1, comes out the side. So right now I just want to get this thing running and dialed in. So give me a minute, or not even give me a minute. Next thing you'll see, hopefully we'll be cranking this thing over and it'll be running because we need it to run. All right, guys, pretty sure we're at the moment of truth. The everything's wired. It's a little messy under there just because for phases 2 and 3, I'm not sure if I'm going to have to move anything. Again, going back to that alternator. I don't know if I have to beef up the wire or anything like that. So right now it's ready for test fire. I got passenger side linkage hooked up so I can at least run it off the bar. Driver side is just, you know, beep boops, snail, screwdriver, other screwdriver. So I guess let's try bump button. Got to connect the battery. All right, let's see what happens. I'm gonna take, obviously, it might be a little loud, I might have an exhaust leak. I just covered those plates. Like I said, I did not change the thing. We have power? I can't even tell if we have power. All right, she cranks, we have power. All right, hopefully we just get fuel to the carbs, she's gonna light off. It was a runner before. I didn't really mess with anything. Does this work? Yes. Just, like I said, pulling fuel up. And I'm hoping I did the firing order right. Because that would be a thing. I connected everything underneath there. See if that filter's getting fuel. Anyway, see it from here. That'd be nice. Oh yeah, we got fuel. Oh shit. There's fuel in the filter. It's being stubborn. Huh. Well, that's the thing. Do. Stop. Stop doing dumb. That's weird. What are we drawing? Yeah, we're 5. It's like I have a dead carburetor. Not a vacuum leak. There's something going on with that carb. Well, where might I have to do a part 2? Do I got squirter? Borescopes, guys, are amazing. Yeah, we got squirter. We just got a dead side. Is it a me problem? That label of wire's wrong. 1, 4. Ah, shit. It's a me problem. At 3 and 4 swapped. Try this with 4 cylinders. Give it a second to ingest. Hey, would you look at that? Where'd I put that screwdriver? Not a fan of the Death Idol. I mean, I like it. It can run it. I'm playing with the mixer screws right now. That sounds dang happy. What are we pulling? Ish. I come down on this side just a little bit. All right. Are we charging? Good ground. We're going up. It pitter patters. I like it. All right, let me shut this thing down. Bam. Charging. It's at idle, so it's a little low. But I'm happy to see that. We're good. All right. Hot restart. I'm all right with that. Can't be mad with it. I'll check timing and all that stuff, but like I said, this video, well, you can't see me. Video I know is running a little long. I still got to edit it. This is Monday's video because procrastinating and heat this week. Let me close this out. But yeah, we got to slam the exhaust on. Not going to be big deal, but slam the exhaust on, button up this engine bay, and I'll show you what we have going on with this generator, alternator, the 90 amp, why we have that. But yeah, let me close this out. Runs, sounds damn good. I'm surprised it doesn't have a bigger exhaust lead, to be honest with you, because I have the nuts off the top of the exhaust end while I just kind of BS the cover plates on. So there's that. Sometimes you get lucky, I guess. But it sounds good. It sounds healthy. That's really all I care about. I'm going to do, like I normally do, just off-camera progress. I'll button up the carburetors, set the linkage, stuff like that. But they are synced. Should have no issues with these now. You know, when you put the wires in the right order, why does it always get to me? I don't know. I even was like, oh, let me just put these cool clips on because, well, we can keep track of what wires what. You know, it helps when you put the clips on the right cylinders. There, fix it. Every time. I don't know. But let me get Moonbeam down on the ground a bit, and we'll fire this thing up. Or I'll stop this episode. Recap this episode. Because we're good right now. Now I got to start moving on to the interior, which is going to be fun. And like I said, you'll find out why we have a 90 amp on here now. And no, it's not stereo. If you guys were guessing, it's not a stereo. So give me a second. Let me get a little cleanup, and I'll be right back. All right, capping off this episode on Moonbeam. We got the carbs on. Engine sounds great. I knew the thing sounded okay when it showed up, but we haven't touched timing. We haven't done anything. I just wanted to hear this thing run. And plus, due to the heat and the weather and everything else here, I am running way behind in scheduling. A couple odds and ends we got to take care of the engine. I got to put the tray on, put the exhaust on, or the exhaust has to go on. The blockout tray has to go on. And whenever I get the correct adapters, I can do the power booster. It has brakes now. It just doesn't have power brakes. Not a big deal. But if you watch the other 71 video, I keep referencing that because this video is going to be different than that video because they're two different buses, and I know I covered stuff into one and not in this one and this one and not in that one, so on and so forth. Anywho's, next episode I'm going to finish out the engine, which either that or I'll just do it on my own time. If something pops up, I'll record it. But 30 exhaust on, like I said, same exhaust I've put on, shoot, like the last 3 cars. I just like it, and it sounds good, and it's a good performer. But exhaust has to go on. I got to button up the engine bay, and like I said, I'm not going to 100% button up because I'm not sure if I have to get back in there or not as far as wiring goes. So it's kind of a raggedy mess. But we'll be inside the car next go, and yeah, should be fun. I don't want to spoil it, but you're going to know the reason the 90 amp went in there. So with that said, if you like this episode, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment if you do. I promise you we will chit chat. As always, thanks for watching, and hopefully see you on the next one. Moonbeam is it's going to come along. We're modernizing her.